I had to show my face for this one. We're talking about Teddy Atlas has basically admitted that Lomachenko beat Teofimo Lopez in their last fight. Let's talk about that, yo. This is going to be crazy. Alright, let's get it after the intro. Let's go. What up, YouTube? What's good to all my wait before the subscribers? Huge shout out to the most greatest poet of all time, the most beautiful woman, Loma, the poet. The book, A Journey Inside, part of a 5-book series, is coming out soon. But let's get into that video right away. By the way, all the links for Loma poetry is in the description. I put up, I don't know why I got my hands in a praying position, but I put up a disclaimer and a warning before this video. There's going to be some foul language, so if you got kids sitting next to you, get them away from the TV screen. I'm still on the whole boxing subject because, you know, throughout the years, me being a fighter myself, you know, I fought for many years as an amateur, you know, both in Ukraine and in the States, you know, and having boxing in my DNA and having, you know, to grow up with boxing my whole life, I know exactly how rough and tough boxing fans, especially casual boxing fans, can be on our legends. We have seen it happen with, you know, especially Roy Jones. It always sticks out in my head with Roy Jones. We've seen it happen, so it's not like I'm surprised. But when something like this happens, when a robbery of this magnitude happens, and okay, you can say, you know, the judges were blind. You can say, like I said in my first video, Bob Arum rigged the fight. But the writers and the spectators, the people actually watching, everybody is so afraid to step out of, you know, the whole norm of what we should be thinking about this fight. So, a day ago, October 29th, Teddy Atlas is watching the fight, you know, the whole fight, and he's commentating the whole fight. And what do you know? Teddy Atlas is saying the same thing that I said in my first video about this fight after watching this boxing match. What did I say? After watching it only once, I told everyone, if y'all want to dispute me on who won the fight, go back and watch the fight. I'm not talking to the casual fans. I'm talking to the so-called experts and writers. Go back and actually watch the fight. So what do you think happened when Teddy Atlas actually went back and watched the fight for the second time? What do you think happened? Teddy Atlas is saying exactly what I have been saying. The way we are used to boxing being scored in its classical form is that you are supposed to land clean punches. Round 1 through 6, or I should rather say 1 round through 7, we did not see Teofimo Lopez land a clear punch, a clear power punch on the face. That's what really is supposed to score punches. If you want to count the body, fine. We did not see him land any clean body shots Also, rounds 1 through 7, all we seen was Teofimo Lopez being very casual. To all the people that are actually saying, yo, he was pressuring him, he was dominating. Do y'all know what dominating the fight is? Dominating the fight is when you're taking it to your opponent, when you are making him work, when you are constantly throwing combinations and actually landing those punches, especially the power punches. That's what pressuring, that's what dominating means in boxing, or that's what it should mean in boxing. I guess these days, you know, we're so used to everything being so watered down. So once again, if you go back and if you actually watch, and to all those crazy people that are actually saying that, yo, Teofimo was stalking Lomachenko, you know, throughout, he was stalking him around the ring. No, he was not stalking him. He was chasing him, which is a big difference. Now, before I continue, I must say much respect and love to the young lion Teofimo Lopez. He is a great champion, not taking anything away from him. But this fight, I'm about to get political after, you know, because we got to get political. We're a spiritual, political channel here. Prove to me that you're alive. So I'm going to get political as I say this. You know, we clearly see all the punches coming from Teofimo Lopez either being dodged or being blocked. If you need to slow it down in order for you to really see it, go back, slow it down, and watch it. So then we have through rounds from 7 to 12. What do we see? Lomachenko he puts on the extra gear. He completely dominates. Throughout the whole fight, if I would have to score it honestly, I would say 2nd and 4th is a draw. And I'm being super generous because once again, Lopez almost did not land any clear power punches on the face or even the body. But fine, let's say round 2 and 4 is a draw. And let's give round 12, even though it's a clear draw round, but let's give round 12 to Teofimo Lopez for being the young lion, for not being scared, and for coming out and doing what he does, right? Let's give him that. What do we have? We clearly have Lomachenko winning the fight. Clearly, because once again, clear power punches on the face. That's what scores the fight. Not your, keeping you in the distance. Not you, what I'm saying, just throwing, jabs. Not that. That's not what wins fights. Wins fights is it actually scoring. Now, let's get a little political, right? We're still staying into boxing, but let's get a little political. For everybody in America, and I'm especially talking about, I don't even want to shout this dude out, but I'm going to say it, AKHi TV. Your brain is so, your mind is so brainwashed with all of this white and black that you are failing to know because you have not been taught. You have not taught yourself to know the difference between Slavic white, the actual white, and Western European gray, not white, but what y'all think is white. But anyway, the Slavic white, Eastern European, and the Western European so-called white. You don't know, you obviously don't know the difference because, look, it even shows you in this fight. Teofimo Lopez had to be casual, almost not landing any clear punches until round 12 for everybody to say that he clearly dominated or won the fight. Lomachenko was landing, even though few, but was landing clear punches, power shots, round 1 through 7, and then worked his ass off, mother stinking ass off, round 7 to 12, even drawing the 12th round. But fine, let's give it to Teofimo Lopez. A Slavic fighter versus an American fighter. A Slavic fighter had to work 3 times as hard for, to get any kind of attention, because obviously this fight, as I said in my first video, this fight was very political. You had 3 American judges, obviously 3 American judges, and with the political atmosphere that's going on in America, You obviously, in Bob Arum with Top Rank, you obviously couldn't have a Slavic fighter take this fight, a non-American take this fight. Now, let me address everybody that is stuck on this whole white and black shit. Because you think, you know, all of a sudden these white European fighters come out and everybody's being biased to them and all of that bullshit. And this is how, man. This y'all not paying attention. I wish I said this in the first video. What do y'all think? That before the late 90s and early 2000s and especially 2010s, you think that Slavic fighters did not exist? I'm talking, you know, Ukrainian, Russian, you know, Slavic people from Kazakhstan like Triple G, man, Belarus fighters, so on and so forth. You think they did not exist? We always existed. I come from Ukraine. Boxing is our second most popular sport amongst the kids. I come from a city that boxing is #1 popular sport amongst the kids, and there are many cities like these in Ukraine. So what do you think? We did not have great champions? False. We just did not have the resources. We did not have the opportunity for these fighters to become someone. Klitschko brothers, what did they have to do? And might I add, Vladimir Klitschko, even though not an exciting fighter, not having too much competition in his career, he was still the longest dominating heavyweight world champion in history. He held the heavyweight title 6 more years than Joe Louis has. Let that sink in. What did Vladimir Klitschko have to do? He and his brother had to move to Germany, had to, you know, model in Germany and do commercials and do all kinds of bullshit and get a dual citizenship in Germany and do all kinds of bullshit before they went to Germany. Did you know that the Klitschko brothers used to be part of the Ukrainian Rocketeers in the 90s? If you don't know what racketeering is, it's like the mob or the mafia in the 90s, you know, during the era of Soviet Union falling apart and everything. So let that sink in. What does a heavyweight fighter have to do in America in order to become a champion? All the opportunities are here. The money is here. Now, after Vladimir Klitschko, you know, gained his first title and everything, what did he have to do? He had to come to America. Pay attention. Vasily Lomachenko, after winning two gold medals. I repeat, after winning 2 gold medals. Where did he have to come in order to sign a contract? You guessed it. He had to come to America, as most of these fighters do. And let this sink in. Get this whole white and black shit out of you. Because Slavic people, black people, Latino people, we are all natural human beings. We're all part of one, man. The system got us all effed up. And they got us so effed up that we're going against each other, not realizing that we're not the enemy. So, as I said, all the fighters, let that sink in. They got to come to America in order to become anything. They got to prove themselves out here. They have to become likable out here. And this Lomachenko versus Teofimo Lopez fight was a perfect example. Look how quickly everybody turned their backs. Lomachenko, 396 amateur fights with 1 loss. Let that sink in. 396 amateur fights with 1 loss, 2 gold medals, turned pro at 25. There was a reason he turned pro at 25. His father knew that he would have been getting robbed. I'm going to tell you, you know, because a lot of you don't realize, fighters like Usyk, fighters like Gvozdyk, fighters like Lomachenko, they are truly blessed and fortunate. You know how many fighters even I have witnessed in my lifetime that I grew up with, that I went to the gym with as a child, were great fighters, never became anything. Such fighters, my brother, Roman Romanchuk, look it up. Roman Romanchuk. I will leave his name in the description down below. He was a world amateur heavyweight champion. He did not have opportunities in order to turn pro. He did not have the resources. One of these days, you know, a big guy, 6'7", one of these, a beautiful human being, one of these days he walks into a bar in Russia, you know, to get a drink, whatever. He gets set up, a guy follows him, starts a fight with him, pulls out the gun. He's fighting with the dude, he's trying to defend himself, shoots the dude in the head. Gets thrown in jail, somebody set him up. This is exactly what happens to a lot of Slavic fighters back home, many of them. He gets set up, gets put to jail, he gets his ass beat every single day by the cops until he comes out of jail. He's never the same, and another year or so after being released, the dude dies at the age of 38. There are thousands of stories like that. Because a dumbass AKHi TV, with your turban on your head and everything, with your brainwashed. Because if you were a true Muslim brother, then you would know who Slavic people are. But you've been so brainwashed, and your turban is not helping you at all, because all you see is black and white. Just like a lot of people, oh, you know, they were about to be biased to Lomachenko. Bullshit. They were biased to Teofimo Lopez, because once again, it was an American young lion against the Slavic dude. Against somebody, first of all, not American, but second of all, a Slavic dude. And that's exactly what they did to him. At the worst, this fight, or at the best, this fight should have been called a draw. Because, you know, these fighters, I mean, these judges, you know, I get it. You can't follow the precision of Lomachenko. You got to slow him down. So if you're watching him live, you can't follow his precision. Fine. But at least give it a draw. At least be somewhat honest. So let me tell you exactly what happened. If you see Teofimo Lopez being so, you know, casual in the first 7 rounds, Lomachenko being the fighter that he is, being, you know, with him and his father, being such an educated fighter with such a high IQ, you think he was just letting that shit happen? Something was obviously going on over here. Especially in the 12th round. Look at Lomachenko, the way he usually behaves and the way he behaved now. Forget the shoulder, forget all of those other shit that people talking about. Something obviously was going on here. A rematch maybe? A super high profile rematch maybe? I don't know, but still we can see the way politics play out. America, to all of y'all, if you don't know white or black, guess what? America runs the world, man. What America says, that's what it's gonna be, man. Taking nothing away, because, you know, people are talking about, you know, American heavyweights and American fighters, you know, dominated for black American fighters, dominated for so long. Yes, taking nothing away from them. Awesome fighters, but guess what? Slavic fighters did not have the chance until the late 90s, early 2000s, especially 2010s. They did not have the chance. They still don't have the chance. Only the very fortunate ones get the chance. So that's exactly what's been going on. You know, so let me just say something to finish this up, right? Because Teddy Atlas, man, I have so much respect for you, man. And you were almost honest. I always count on you to be honest, but even Teddy Atlas couldn't step outside of the norm and the popular trend today about Teofimo Lopez dominating and all of that bullshit. Again, taking nothing away from Teofimo Lopez, a great young champion. Teddy Atlas was about to be completely honest, and he couldn't be, because he knew he'd get chewed up. So let me just say this, man. To Max Kellerman, fuck you. To Teddy Atlas, fuck you. To AKHi TV, fuck you hard. Fuck you even harder than the last dudes. And if you say you know all about boxing, if you actually know about boxing and you've been in a ring, guess what? I challenge you. I'm not going to say to a fight, because I don't condone violence. I challenge you to a boxing match. And I'm going to fight you with one arm. You can pick an arm, left or right. It doesn't matter. You can pick one. I'm going to fight you with one arm. And I'm going to show you how much you don't know shit about boxing. You're just a casual fan. If you've never been in that ring, if you don't know what to look for, you're just a casual fan. To all my brothers and all my sisters out there with actual, you know, a sensible mind and a kind heart, This has nothing to do with races. This is what they want to do to us. They want to constantly separate to us. The only reason I did this video is to show y'all and explain to y'all, because this is what I champion for. I champion for humanity, and I champion for my people, Slavic people. But I champion for humanity first because I want to show y'all that we're all one. We have been bamboozled, man. And to show y'all that no matter what you think, there's only one privilege that truly exists, and that is the American privilege. My bad if I was ranting. My bad about the F-bombs and everything like that, but I'm heated and I'm passionate. Alright? Nobody's able to be honest these days. Huge shout out to Teofimo Lopez. Great young champion. Huge shout out to Lomachenko. And let me just say in my defense, Lomachenko is not even one of my favorite fighters. Yes, we are both Ukrainians, but he's not even one of my favorite fighters. I'm just scoring it the way it is. And I challenge anybody to go back and actually look for those clean punches. Huge shout out to all the subscribers. Thank you so much. Y'all have been really getting engaged. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. And especially a huge shout out again to my beautiful wife, the greatest poet of all time. Y'all need to look out for that book. The book is going to drop on a Kindle, Amazon, all that good stuff, very shortly. The book is called A Journey Inside. It's part of a 5-book series, a journey series. It's going to be the most phenomenal, mind-blowing poetry that y'all ever read. So thank y'all so much for, being a part of this video. Loma, keep your head up. You know what I'm saying? Humanity, keep your head up. And this is Fighting for Change. Brought to you by Prove to Me that You're Alive, Food for Thought, all that good stuff. NazareN. And I'll see you on the rebound. Uno.